A library is basically a collection of various kinds of materials. With so many materials, one of the major functions of the library is to organize them into a clear, understandable system so that you, as the user, have easy access to it. And that's why each item, such as each of these books, is given a specific call number. Call numbers come from a specific classification system. You might be familiar with the Dewey Decimal System, and that is a library classification system. In this library, we use the system known as the Library of Congress system, or LC system. In the LC system, each item is assigned a specific call number. The call number is like an address. It's the particular place the item can be found in the library. As you can see on these books, LC call numbers combine letters and numbers to group items by their subject content, or what they're about. The cool part about this is that when you find a book on a certain topic, the books around it are going to be on the same or similar topics, and it makes it easier for you to find relevant resources. So I said before that you can think of a call number like an address. The LC system lists address information from general to specific, like from country to state to town to street to an individual. As you can see, we're going from general, the entire country, to more specific, eventually right down to our own address. So here's an example of an LC call number. The coded information in the first line, BV, represents the general subject, and the information gets more specific as you go down. Here's how they all match up. BV is a general subject, 210 is a specific subject, and C53 marks the author. See, it's going from general down to specific. And here's what this call number means. In the B section is philosophy, psychology, and religion, and within that is a subset of the BV, which is practical theology. 210 is in the 205 to 287 range, which marks prayer, and C53 is a marker for the author Oswald Chambers. So this call number is for a book on prayer by Oswald Chambers. LC call numbers may include additional information as well. So 1915 is the date that this book was published, and C2 means that it's the second copy. So now that you have a little bit more information on how materials get call numbers and what some of the information means, let's get into how these materials are put in order. The most important reason for you to understand the LC system is so that you can physically find what you're looking for in the library. The LC system always uses a line-by-line approach to place call numbers in order. So first, call numbers are put in order alphabetically by the first line. So B goes before H, and H goes before L. LB goes before LT, and so on. So H would go before HA for the same reason that AM goes before ambulance in the dictionary. Again, it's just simple alphabetical order. After the first line is in order, you find the section where all the books have the same first line. Go to the second line. The second line is always a number and is put in numerical order. 210 before 356, and so on. So BV 1284 will be in between BV 1232 and BV 4501. Sometimes a whole number is followed by a decimal point. When the whole numbers are the same, the numbers to the right of the decimal point are used to find the correct order. So remember your basic math. 9 goes before 9.4, which goes before 9.56, which goes before 9.8. We aren't putting 4, 56, and 8 in order. They're decimals. If it helps, you can think of it as 9.40, which goes before 9.56, which goes before 9.8. So BV 9.235 will be between 9 and 9.4 because they are decimals. So now for the third line. It is an alphanumeric code usually made up from the first letter of the author's last name and a decimal number to keep all the authors in order within the subject group. So think of the third line in a digit-by-digit manner. First, the letters are in alphabetical order. C before H, L before T, and so on. The call number here is because J is between H and L. Once you get to where all of the letters are the same, you go to the next digit. Remember, the third line is digit by digit. Because these numbers in the third line are not whole numbers, they're always decimals, whether the decimal point is actually present on the label or not. So 1 is before 4, and 5 is before 8. In other words, you want to think of C791 as C791, not as C791. That's why it belongs here, because 7 is between 5 and 8. Sometimes there's extra information in the call number that makes it longer. Editions of the same title are identified by adding the date of publication. They go in order chronologically. Titles that have the same call number but are published in more than one volume are distinguished this way. They are in order consecutively by volume number. The second and all subsequent identical copies are also numbered and ordered in numerical order. Another thing to note is that the shorter call number belongs before the longer call number, even if it has dates, volumes, or copies. So just as a quick review, remember that the LC call numbers are always ordered in a line-by-line manner. The first line, which is letters, goes alphabetically. The second line, which is numbers, goes in numerical order. And if a decimal follows the whole number, you order the decimal digit by digit. The third line, which combines a letter and a decimal number, is ordered digit by digit. The letter alphabetically and then the decimals digit by digit. Also, the shorter call numbers always go before an expanded one, even if it has dates, volumes, or other information. The only other thing that I want to go over is that if an item is not in the main collection, it will have a prefix at the beginning of the call number. For example, if a book is in the reference collection, it will have an REF before the call number. This is a tag to let us quickly know that we should look in the reference section for this book. Then within the reference section, you will find the book according to the rest of its call number. Here are some other prefixes that we have. JUV stands for juvenile or kids books. YA is for young adults. DVD is for DVDs, CD is for CDs, video for videos, and kit is for kits. So, of course, some of these are pretty self-explanatory, but basically all of the DVDs are shelved together, which you can see by the DVD marker, and then they're shelved according to the call numbers after the DVD prefix. So I hope this helps you out when you're looking for materials in the SRC. Please remember that if you are having problems finding anything, that the librarians and the student workers can help you out. Just come to ask.